Excellent. I think we're going live. My Inner Guru community, come on board. I wonder where everybody is tonight. I know a lot of people are showing up tonight, so we're stoked about that. And yeah, we're going to be going through passion and purpose. Excellent. Hi, Debbie. Welcome to our passion and purpose episode. Thank you for your connection today. I appreciate that big time. Awesome. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about purpose and passion. I like saying it, passion and purpose. Right? And we're all going to be in different places tonight, whether we have a clear idea what our purpose is, what brings us passion, what really lights us up. And some of us are in a place of curiosity. So wherever you are tonight, that's awesome. You're right where you need to be, as I am as well. How's this sound? Does it sound good in there? Debbie, you can just type in there. Sounds good, Dr. Norm. Whoever else is joining in, if you want to just type in where you're from, that'd be awesome. Excellent. All right, so we're just kind of stirring the pot here. Yeah. Hi, Kate. Excellent. Passion, purpose. Cool. So purpose, we're going to start with purpose, and then we're going to go into passion. Awesome. Excellent, Debbie. Thank you. I'm just going to pull this up on my computer. I made a couple of notes in preparation for tonight, and they are right over here. Forgive me as I bring this up. How was everyone's day today? You guys get out and enjoy the snow? Excellent. I sure did. I got out twice for 2 walks. I went out this morning, slid around butter tubs. I was walking in deep snow. It was probably like a foot. And then again this evening, lots of fun. Lots of fun. All right. Of course, I'm having a hard time bringing this up. We're in the wrong Google file. All right. Hi, Heather Lynn. I just need to sign out of account and then sign in as my other account. Awesome. And then we'll bring this up. Excellent. So yeah, I've made it around butter tubs twice in the snow. And tons of fun. What I know about what I value, adventure is way high on my list. So the kind of the riskier out there, you know, sloshing around snow, getting my feet full of water, that's a good time for me. If I'm just going for a run around butter tubs, not so much. Right? And that's through the process of the value determinant work that I've done, largely with Dr. Tom Preston and also with Dr. DeMartini. I've had the opportunity of getting clearer and clearer on what my values are. And my very top value is my purpose. My purpose is my mission in life. Okay, and through this process this evening, I'm hoping to shed some light and help you shed some light on what your purpose is as well. So your purpose is your top value. It's your chief aim. Okay, if you could do one thing in the world, what would it be? If you had a magic wand and could tap the world with one wish, what would it be? Post your answers. I want to hear from you. Right? Nobody's answering. Somebody's phoning. That's cool. All right. So what would you wish for? What would you want for the planet? Okay. What would you want to give? Our purpose comes from our values, and our values ultimately are rooted in what we see as being a void. Okay, what we see as being missing. That's what we value most. Okay, for me in my life, if you look back in my journey, it's amazing how the universe really has been conspiring towards my greatness through all the years. No one to go hungry. Awesome. Tough question. Joy. Awesome. There we go. Okay, thanks for posting. I didn't realize there was as much of a lag time. There's some lag time there for sure. Awesome. Okay, so we want to feed some people, right? We want to create some joy. What I know of both of you, awesome. Walk a pilgrimage, spiritual. Excellent. Hi, Rhonda. Thanks for joining us. Holding space for possibilities. Yes. Okay, excellent. Thank you. We're starting to tune into a field here, a collective, all of us working together. Thank you. Excellent. Okay, so if you look at me in my life, what I see is that my early childhood had helped me really define and learn what my gifts are. Okay? And so growing up as a kid, one of the things that my family struggled with was my dad's health. And many of you have heard this story, okay? But at an early age, he was in his late 30s, he was left bedridden. And he went to the medical doctors and they said, you know what, the real only option that we have for you is back surgery. He didn't like that option so much, being a young man, so he started to explore some different avenues. And luckily, a family friend first suggested that he go to a local healer, and then he was referred to the local chiropractor. Okay? And it was through chiropractic that he was able to really rehabilitate his health and go on to be a very active and successful farmer for all these years. Right? So growing up as a young man at age like, not even man, young boy at age like 4, 5, 6 years old, what I saw being the major void in my life was my father's health. Okay, he'd often come in at the end of a work day and he'd be like, oh, bent over backwards on my back and I injured myself again. Or he'd get in a bit of a slip or a fall or an accident. He was kind of an accident prone, and he'd love to kind of share his stories over dinner table. So we'd always hear about, you know, kind of his stresses and physical traumas that he'd gone through the day. And then after dinner, we kind of retire in the living room. And one of my family roles was working with my dad's back, okay, which looked like me giving him a massage. I also walked on his back as well to help him kind of feel better at the end of a hard work day, right? So from a very early age, I learned what the universe was missing, and I started to develop skills that could help fulfill the voids in my life, okay? So I saw health and helping people as being a really important thing to do to help my dad. He was the person that I looked up to the most, right? So from a very early age, I was grooming my skills. The universe is always conspiring. The universe is conspiring towards your greatness. Okay, and that's going out to you, Heather Lynn. You know, when I challenge you in the ways that I do, and when things kind of unfold in different ways, that's the universe playing with you and helping you grow and learn. Right? Now, it'd be easy in the early stages of healing for me to go back and look at my family dynamics in a victim role. Okay, sometimes I do when I drop in a lower energy state. It'd be easy for me to look and say, I wasn't there as much as I wanted. You know, he was angry at times, all those different things, right? And my ego could get stuck on those certain aspects of family dynamics. But what I've learned through the value determinant process that I'm leading you on was that from a very early age, I was able to identify what I felt the world needed and really start to develop that. So I invite you now to look back in your early childhood and what did you see as being the void? What was missing for you growing up? Okay, and I want you to post that in your responses right now. So tune in. Early childhood, 5, 6, 7. What did you feel was really missing? What was the void? Unless it's edgy, let's hear it out though. I want to hear your posts. Okay, and if you're watching this afterwards, grab a piece of paper, write it down. This is a process. I'm not just a monologue. I want to work with you real time. So what was it that you feel was missing in your childhood? I'm listening. I'm not hearing from anyone. All right, post your response. So what was it that was missing? What did you feel it was really that you wish you had more of as a kid? Right? What was it that you could never get enough of? Oh, somebody answered. Excellent. Rachel's in. Hi, Rachel. Thanks for joining us. Heather Lynn says, at times, connection being seen, being heard. Excellent. Sarah Gibb. Hi. Awesome to see you, Sarah. So my real father, Millie, says hi. Hi. Excellent. All right. Excellent. Leah, direction. Very good. Hey, you guys are playing along. Good job. Individual attention. Well done. All right. Thanks for posting. Well done. Direction. I'm getting it. Okay, so now if you look at that, what you saw was your void. And if you look at it, what you see as being your values today, and you look at it, you'll see, and you can start to clarify it and get clearer and clearer to see what your top values really are. Okay, and this is a process. You want to take some time with it. And look at it from a few different angles. We talk about the many facets of the diamond. So we see it from this angle, 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 from this angle over here. In the early stages of healing, what we see it as more black and white. It's like this one or this one, and we play with it back and forth. Okay? He was bad, he was good. I was right, he was wrong. Okay? And the energy is very stuck, it's very hard. Okay? Our memories are very... It's like a physical thing, our past. And as we begin this process and we do the healing work, what starts to happen is this starts to morph. Okay? This will start to change and we go, oh my goodness, wow. When my father was as hard on me or as tough on me, he was really teaching me discipline. Okay? He was really teaching me to have a backbone. It was really helping prepare me for decades later down the road when I had challenges at some other times in my life. All right? Now this only happens by us actually engaging and looking at some of these places that we feel are missing. Okay? Many people feel like the void, it's like, oh, if I could only find somebody to give it to me, exactly what I'm looking for. Okay? And I haven't found that person yet. And my suggestion is whatever you feel is missing, that is for you to give. Okay? That's your bit that the universe is longing for. You're holding back in some way of giving that forward, of offering that to the collective. So let's tune in right now in today's world. What is it that you see as missing today in your life? And again, I want to hear from you. I want you to type in. Right? We're looking for something. You wouldn't have shown up here tonight. So what is it? Seeing the other side of the cosmic coin. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. Our wounds become our gifts. Our wounds become our gifts. For sure. So look at today's world. What is it that you long for in your world today? In direction. Hi, Amy. Nice for you to join us. Excellent. So we're talking about purpose and passion today. We started looking at purpose. Okay, and purpose really is your top value. What you value most in life. Okay, and our values, they come from our voids, what we feel is missing. We've taken you on a journey and looking back in your past and looking at what some of the wounds were. Now I'm looking at having you look today in your life today. What is it that you really want? Better late than never. Absolutely. Awesome. So what is it that you really want? What are you looking for? Right? You're showing up in this My Inner Guru program and engaging with us. You're looking for something. Okay? Clarify that. Get clear on it. Okay? What happens is we get clear on our purpose, on our why. Our why is like our rudder. Okay? It is our direction in our life. It's what helps to steer us through tough times. I'll tell you, putting together the My Inner Guru program, especially the technology piece, many of you know this is not my cup of tea, right? This is not my favorite thing. I would sooner walk out onto a stage and speak to 1,000 people than be working with technology like this. This is such an edge for me. This is so tough. And my spirit said, do it, Norm. This is what time it is. You got to go for it. So I stepped up to the plate. All right. We had the big launch 10 days ago. And, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago now. And with it, we hit so many technological glitches. Oh my goodness. Okay, technological glitches. On top of that, Ravi's plane was literally 3 days late, and on and on and on and on, right? We postponed the first webinar a day, and then finally, on Thursday, leading into it, it was like still not being worked out. Well, I'll tell you, just to back up a little bit, that Wednesday night when it didn't work out, and the whole thing kind of flopped, and I was expected to be live in Webinar World, and I had 40-some people registered for that webinar, and it just didn't happen. I was so deflated. I was disappointed, right? And it was my purpose that helped me get out of bed the next morning. Okay, and I got out of bed, and I am so grateful that I had that rudder, that thing to come back to and focus on to direct my energy. Okay, it helped me kind of move forward and move through. Okay, next step, next step. Without that purpose, it is so easy to get lost in the dramas and traumas of our everyday world. Okay, so your purpose is your rudder. It helps to create more direction. It helps to direct your energy and your flow, right? This is where you want to set your targets. You want to direct your energy, your mind, your focus, right? Without a focus, energy will just go, and it's going to look for the problem. It's going to look for the issue. It's going to look for the past. Well, it didn't work out last time. It's not going to work out this time, or whatever it is. And we can find all these different things to dwell on and to focus on. Okay? So without a focus, without directing our energy, it's just going to go to the problem. Okay? It's going to get hooked on something. So learning to focus your energy on your purpose is so, so helpful. Okay? Excellent. Now, I was doing some research in preparation for tonight's talk, and I came across this awesome video. And the video is going to be featured in the My Inner Guru program. And what the fellow was talking about, I thought was brilliant. He said, ultimately, our purpose comes back to a moment-to-moment choice. And that moment-to-moment choice is, what is my highest expression? What is the highest expression of myself in this moment? Okay, and ask yourself that. What is my highest expression? Right? What is the highest good I can do in this moment? And I think in each moment that changes. So we can have a target, right? A clear directive that this is our focus, way out here. But each moment it reveals itself, and the universe it's not static. So to get set on a focus point, we can lose the opportunity in the moment. Okay? So we do have to tune in to moment to moment to moment. What is my highest expression in this moment? All right? What's the highest good? What my highest self? What does it want in this moment? And I say highest, you could say truest, or your spirit. Find words that work for you, but tune in. What is my purpose in this moment? Or my highest purpose in this moment? That'd be a good question. What is my highest purpose in this moment? Okay? So as we walk through the story about our technical glitches, on Thursday, we got up to about 4:30, and we were still not making through the webinar. We weren't figuring out the technical glitches. And finally, it took the second, maybe third time of Heather Lynn's wisdom, which just gently spoke amongst three men who were just driven to try and figure out the webinar. And she said, why don't we do this on Facebook? Why don't we do a Facebook Live? We already know how to do that. Let's not worry about the webinar. And I went, oh, I guess so. And I was able to do a position release. Okay? And this is really important to do with our purpose, because sometimes we can get stuck on it being one way, one thing, and we're so directed on that. Okay? What if the universe has bigger plans for you? Okay? And this is why we talk about targets rather than goals. I find that goals are a little bit more static versus a target is something we shoot for, we make the shot, and then when we come back, we might have to reassess. Now I'm using a gun into Facebook world. I'm not so keen on that, but you get the idea, right? And so what we were able to do with that position release was realign ourselves to Facebook Live. So okay, this is the best mode of communication this time. So we did that. We put the video out on Facebook Live, and some of you were there that night. It went quite well. Position release, absolutely. It went quite well. And we had a video of my mom doing her testimonial, right? We were going to put part of that interview on the webinar. That was part of the webinar. It didn't work out, so we put it on Facebook. And her video went viral. Okay, it's now been viewed by close to 7,000 people around the world. Okay, that video helped to reinforce for her all the victories that she made along her way. She's risen up to another level in her family, with her friends, and her role is supporting them with health and wellness. Okay, and had I been set that this was the way it was supposed to be, right, which is that attachment that our mind, our ego can do, it would have sunk the ship. Right? So there's a time for that position release, and that's wisdom, right? That's true wisdom, and wisdom is personal. That really comes from within you, where you've got to take the knowingness of everything you've learned over the years and then apply it to the moment, that present moment. And that's why I was sharing with you about that new author I was studying with. Okay? And apply it in the moment and find out what is your highest purpose in that moment. Okay, so I invite you to tune into that throughout this week, and let's make our purpose really a process, okay, rather than something like whether we got it or we didn't, right? We either got it right or we're wrong, and then once we got it, then we're done and we can move on to the next thing. I don't think that's true. I think this is more like a process that we go on, and our purpose really reveals itself over time, okay? Now, as we work with it, we get clearer and clearer on what our purpose is. When in 1998, I was in second year chiropractic college, I wrote down my purpose back then. I remember it still to this day. And it goes like this: who I am is a peaceful and powerful expression of love, committed to transforming lives by giving people back to themselves. Right? You get that? And I asked, how closely does that represent the vision of the My Inner Guru community today? And it's amazing. And what I see is when we align ourselves with our authentic, right, this is where flow starts happening. Things start happening. All right, so if that's purpose, let me just bring this up. If that's purpose, hey, we're hitting some flow. That's awesome. I'm loving it. We got this all rigged up in my office here, and it is working for me. This is the first time I've ever felt in the flow with Facebook Live. Yay. Awesome. All right. Oh, and I can see myself down here. That's great. My energy loves looking for problems. I got that. Okay, so I'm going to answer a couple of these questions right now. Rachel says, my energy loves looking for problems. Yeah, right? So that's energy flow. Our energy flow, and it's going to flow in a certain direction looking for a problem, okay? My mind does that as well. It does that a lot. Okay, and really our mind is really just mental energy, right? So our mental energy can flow, and like I was saying, it can flow to the problem, it can flow to the past, it can flow to our issues, it can flow to our insecurities, it can flow to the lack, right? That there's not enough. So that's a direction of energy flow. And so what I'm suggesting is by getting clear on your purpose, you're going to have more focus to direct your energy. Right? So how do you direct your energy? Well, there's tons of ways of doing that. Right? You can create a structure for it. Heaven to goodness, this My Inner Guru community, right? One of the key components in it was it needs to work for Norm to tell you. And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to be narcissistic, but the truth in it is that I need to be engaged in it, doing the work, and I wrote the program as a way to support me in my own health and wellness, right? It was a way of creating more engagement, for me to apply myself more, and it is absolutely working. I've made so much progress already in regards to my health and wellness. So I invite you, Rachel, to create structures in your life that can support your energy flow in the direction of your purpose. You got that? So create structures. What does that look like? Well, that can look like calendars, checklists, to-do lists, right? That can also be around rearranging your environment. And one of the cool things Heather Lynn and I did 2 nights ago, and this was a result of the My Inner Guru program and the work that I'm doing in this, is, yes, Rachel, you getting it, awesome, is we rearranged the furniture in the living room, okay, which included taking down our television and getting rid of Shaw. Okay, we haven't phoned Shaw yet, but we've taken the TV down and we put the stereo in its place and totally set up our living room in a different way. Okay, as soon as I walk into the living room, it just engages me differently, like right away. With the stereo on or not, I'm engaging differently. I'll tell you, TV is pretty captivating. It is, and it's designed to be captivating, right? It sucks us in. It's like end of a hard day's work. It's like I can sit down and watch TV and lose myself for 3 hours, right? And not think about any of the challenges I had or any of the different things going on in my world, right? It's very convenient. I got sucked into it, right? We had it in our house for the last 2 years. And in that time, I can absolutely say that my wellness, my mental state, my energetic state declined, right? So we go back to creating structures. Create structures in your life that can support you on your purpose. So get clear, what is your calling? What's your life about? And then start to archetype your life around it, right? And so if your life is really about creating more joy, what are some ways that you can create some structure to create joy, to create direction, to create more focus, right? To ensure that you do that. Now you might even want to take a step back and observe, once you get clear on what it is that your purpose, your value is, when is it that you feel like you're most authentically expressing this? Right? Okay? When is it that you feel like you're most authentically expressing your purpose? Where do you feel most authentic in expressing your passion? Right? What does that look like? For me, that's been a huge learning, especially around my health and wellness. Okay, and finding what's authentic to me, right? Because for a while, I was playing in somebody else's gym, right? I had taken on some beliefs from some other people about what I should or shouldn't be doing. Okay, now I'm not saying about whether those are right or wrong. Those beliefs are fine for them, but what had happened was I took them on for me. And then I started judging myself on somebody else's standards, which is an absolute energy drain, okay? Those of you who do that, you know what that's like. It's a killer for energy, all right? Because we never level up to the other person, right? So you got to find out what's authentic to you. And I really, truly believe that each one of us has an authentic wellness expression. Okay, and this is one of the unique pieces about the My Inner Guru program, is it's designed to really help you unveil your unique recipe for health and wellness. And one of the key ingredients in this is your purpose. Okay? Because without your purpose, your health and wellness goals, what you're putting in your body and exercise and all those sorts of things are going to nearly be as valuable to you without your purpose. Okay? So a first-hand experience for that was in regards to my mom, right? When she was in her cancering process, one of the key pieces was getting her clear on what her reason for living was. Why did she want to fight for her life? Why did she want to go through all the troubles of trying to work through and resolve her cancering process? Right? And for her, it was her grandkids. Right? And so we kept coming back to her grandkids. That was like one of the key things that just helped her going through. Now, there were many days where she didn't want to go through it. Right? Where it was too tough, too painful. She was too tired. She had too much fear going on. Right? She was being confronted with too much. And I'd bring her back to her purpose. Right? And just remind her of She wanted to be around to see more birthdays, right? So you getting clear on what your purpose is, it's going to be an extra motivator. It's going to be really inspirational for you in regards to your health and wellness. Okay, so where are we at for time? I'm going to have a little glass of water. 30 minutes. Awesome. People are judging us that we had TV. That's awesome. Thanks, Amy. That's great. Okay, so we want to talk about passion. So purpose is the directive, okay? It's what creates more focus. It's more of the masculine, right? The masculine is what aligns. It creates more direction. So our passion is more of the feminine, more the emotional. It's the raw juice, the fire, the energy behind our dreams, right? So what lights you up? What brings energy up your spine and makes you want to go, wow, yeah, I love that? Okay? One of my passions is rock and roll, was my first love, right? A night out of dancing, good times dancing. I can dance till 2 in the morning, wake up the next morning at 8 and feel more rested than going to bed at 10 and waking up at 8, right? And so what is your passion? What is the emotion and the juice behind your dream? What really lights you up? You know, I'll tell you another thing is when a client comes in and I feel that I've really touched them in a meaningful way, right? And we have that authentic connection where it's like, oh my goodness, their life is shifting. I can feel a little in my heart, right? That juices me. It brings me energy, right? So for many of you, your passion might be your family. Okay, it might be music, it might be dance, it might be creativity. Okay, maybe it's food, maybe it's nourishment. Right? So there's a difference there. So the feminine is the juice behind it. Where the masculine is more interested in getting shit done, the feminine is more interested in the energy and the emotion behind or underneath what is getting done. Right? So think of it. Guys, sports, it's like get to the end zone. Score the goal. Yay! We can fight, we can work so hard and tired and sweat for 2 hours in sport and finally get a touchdown. And that's a great game. And it was like, oh my goodness. And they worked so hard and broken bones and sweat and bruises. It wasn't fun, but they got the target. They made it. They got shit done. All right? Whereas the feminine cares about is how do we feel when we're doing it? What is the emotion or the intention behind our dreams? Right? So if you're looking for more direction in your life, get clear on your purpose. And if you're looking for more energy in your life, tap into more of your passion. Okay? And passion's really best to be shared with others, but you can do it yourself too. Okay? But finding people in your life who share your passions, awesome. Well done. I'm going to check some comments here. Excellent. My purpose is to share my nutritional knowledge. I was missing the understanding of being out of the box. My parents were average normal. My dad said I'd never be a missionary or a hippie. My dad said I'd either be a missionary or a hippie. I'm missing support in my dreams. I need a taskmaster to keep me on track. I am the most authentic when I'm writing on my blog or preparing new healthy recipes. Awesome. All right, so here's the bit on that. Karen, thank you for posting. Awesome. So you got some great tools there. Where are you most authentic? When you're writing on your blog and preparing healthy recipes. Awesome. My sense is you don't have to schedule that into your time. Okay. My sense is you do that automatically. You look forward to doing that. Okay? So we want to look at things in our life that we just naturally are drawn to do. What things do you talk to your friends and family about that you don't, it's where you want to steer the conversation to, right? These are our purpose. This is our purpose, right? What things do you love dreaming about? Right? Debbie Tiller, what do you like dreaming about? Right? When you have some time and you're thinking, and in your place and like, wow, I really wish, what's that dream about? All right. I just want to see the rest of the comments. Hey, Chad. Awesome, man. Cool. So Chad says TV was my main addiction, right? Addictions are really just a detour from life, from our path. That's all it is, right? And really, ultimately, the addiction, if you look into it, the addiction is, there's wisdom there, okay? And that, we can blame the addiction or we can blame the addict. But ultimately, this is just a strategy that the person has learned over time to get their needs met, right? It may not be a real healthy strategy. But if you look into it, you'll see that the addiction's actually, there's wisdom there. It's showing us something. It's showing us a need that's left unmet, right? And so we're wise to look into our addictions, not to blame them, judge them, point fingers, belittle, none of that stuff, but to go into them and really study and look at what is it that you get out of the addictive behavior. Okay? One of the things I've learned this last 6 months in observing just that is my own anxiety, right? And how I can do some addictive behaviors to settle my mind. Right? And it's been a real learning experience for me to notice that. And it was like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize how much my mind has to manage, right? And so meditation has been a huge asset in putting a positive in my life, okay? In looking at filling a need that I was needing, okay? We can look at trying to take the negative away, or we can look at trying to build the positives. Okay, this is stack the positives, build the positives. For me, building the positives right now is building meditation. Building meditation in my life. This is another huge success through the participation with the Minor Guru program. For me, has been I've been sitting regularly, sometimes twice a day. It's been awesome. I'm loving it, and I'm having this amazing experience where I'm able to just gently observe my mind. And in that moment, I can just settle in and notice the spin for what it is. And it's like, all right, I am not that, right? That is something that's happening, and I can witness those thoughts. They're real, but that's not who I am. There is a me here that is able to witness this, okay? And I can just see that. And in a minute or 2 minutes, I can shift my mental spin. Okay? It really doesn't take a long time. And reconnect with my I am state, which is really my inner guru, right? Is the wisdom within. Right? And so this is all about attuning your wisdom within. Right? And what are you attuned to? What are you focusing on? Right? Think of this as like a radio dial. And we're dialing in the frequency. Right? We're all focusing on something. We're all tuned into something. We can be dialed into our pain body. We can be dialed into our past. We can be dialed into our fears and our issues. Right? Or we can be dialed into our purpose and our passions. Right? And so tuning in, we can learn what is it that really fills us up. What fulfills us? So we're learning to attune to our wisdom within. Right? Okay, so I know Heather Lynn typed this up as being an hour long, which an hour-long monologue is quite some time. I'm feeling at this point we're going to wrap things up, and I'm up for questions. We're going to finish up in like 5 minutes, okay? 5-10 minutes. And what I'd like to do is I would like to take as many questions as possible. So we're going to take a few questions, and between now and then I'm going to share with you just a little bit about the program. Okay, so drop some questions in here, and then we can go from there. Soul seeing the monkey mind. I love that. Awesome. Excellent. Well done, Leah. All right. So the program is really designed with the participant in mind. It's about creating a community of people to support us in our awareness, in attuning to our wisdom within, okay, and also supporting us in our unique wellness aspects. There is 3 different levels of engagement, which I think is really cool. You get to choose how you want to participate. So you can participate at a level where you just want the information, or you can go a little bit deeper into some process work where we're going to partner you up with a couple of partners, or you can work with me one-on-one, okay? So the process work people are wanting more contact, more relationship. They're wanting to go deeper in the work. And then there's also people who we call our avatars, who want to work directly with me. All right? And so the avatars, they're ones who have a big calling, a big purpose that they're wanting to take their lives to the next level. Okay? Or they're people in a health crisis. They're people who really have let their health go and they need to make some shifts and changes. Right on. So we'd love to have you guys join up and be a part of that. You can visit us at myinnerguru.ca. And you can register there for the program. Okay, we have a soft launch happening next week, Monday. We're starting our onboarding process. And then official kickoff starts a couple weeks from there. Okay. Hey, I'm waiting for some questions. I'm not getting some questions. I'm getting some loves. All right, well, we'll take your love. So, between now and our next webinar, the next time we meet here, I want you to take some time and look through your life and look to see what you feel is missing. Where's the void? Okay, what do you want more of in your life? And we're going to go deeper in that and help you unveil what your purpose is. And you can write these down every time you see them, write them down and start to distill them. And then you can put a hierarchy with them. And circle the top one. Okay, and then from there you can start to structure your life so you can bring more of that purpose into your life, creating more focus and more direction, keeping you on track. Okay? And the other thing I want you to do is to spend some time with music. And I want you to look at finding what you see as being the soundtrack for your life. Okay, excellent. So we do have a question here. Heather Lane finally came through. I'm going to finish my thought, and then we're going to go back to this question. All right, so find out what the soundtrack is for your life. What is the song that really makes you impassioned? What do you love dancing to? What do you love moving your body to? Okay, any suggestions to help set healthy boundaries to build around my values versus just doing? Set up healthy boundaries. I'm pausing on that question. Yeah, and I'm not hearing something. I think that's going to be, okay. I'm not seeing Leah's question. All right, Leah's question. I'll answer this and I'll see if I can go back to Heather Lynn's. How do you settle the monkey mind to start moving towards your passion and purpose? Right. Okay. So 2 things with that. Number 1 is to witness your monkey mind, right? To know that you're not your thoughts. Meditation's a great tool with that. But just the simple recognition that this is just an energy moving through you. Now you can express that energy through movement, through moving your body. Okay, when I was in the thick of the webinar jam challenges and the whole Unveiling My Inner Guru 2 weeks ago, my mind was in a state of high stress. Hi, Lynn. Okay, and there was a point where I felt, my goodness, had I gone into the hospital, they could have diagnosed me with something. Really, no kidding. Not a healthy state up here. My mind was spinning like a swirling dervish. And I knew myself so well that I called up a friend and I said, hey, you got to help me. You got to go and run me up Mount Benson. And so he did just that. He took me up Mount Benson and we booted it, ran it up real good. And by the time I got home, I was in a completely different mental state. Okay? So think of this all as energy. If you've got a lot of energy going on in your lower mental, try expressing it through one of your other bodies. Try expressing it through your physical body, through movement, okay? Or maybe through your emotional body and through passion, through art, through dance, okay? So that would be around your mental body, your monkey mind. The other thing that's really important is creating a focus for your mind, okay? So creating a focus for your mind. So that's the target. Setting some specific things that you got to work on. Reading some books. Putting some new information in. Feed the mind some new bits. Okay? Excellent. Imagine by John Lennon. Awesome. There's your song, Lynn. All right. So then the homework is to play the song. All right. And embody it. Okay, and really feel the energy coming up your spine. So that's this week's homework. So, and Heather Lynn, you asked about boundaries, right? And we can look a lot about boundaries. Boundaries, and I find that boundaries kind of tighten in some ways. I'd be curious for you to look at breaking through some of those boundaries. Okay, I think you're going to find more energy by looking at moving through the boundaries than you're going to look at trying to create more boundaries. So that's my invitation, and we'll challenge you with that. All right, fun, excellent, good job, Lynn. All right, so looking at ways of dissolving your boundaries, looking at ways of softening and opening up in new ways. Awesome. All right, crew. So here we are. There's some of you still stayed online. That's cool. So we're into this 30 minutes, 40 minutes now, 50 minutes. Oh my goodness, we almost did it a full hour. Excellent. I am sweating. This has been a lot. We brought through a lot of energy here tonight. And bless you. Thank you for being a part of this. I really appreciate your engagement and being part of the community, asking questions, being vulnerable. Know that this is a collective field that we're connecting with. This is not just Dr. Norm's thing, right? And if it's just about me and my thing, that's my ego. When it's about purpose, I'm connected to a source that's bigger than me, right? That's the other thing that we can say about purpose, right? Is it really connects us to a bigger. This was awesome. Excellent. You're awesome. Thanks, Leah. Right on. So our purpose is about something bigger than just us, right? We're connecting to a source that's bigger than just us. And this is the nature of energy. If we connect to that source that's bigger than us and look to serve more than us, there's going to be more and more energy, right? That's an energy-rich state. That's how we create energy, is by contribution, by sharing. Excellent. Good stuff, everybody. Thanks for sharing along, staying along. We talked about purpose. We talked about our highest purpose, our highest reason for being here. We've touched a lot of pieces. All right. Oh, and this is the last thing I wanted to touch on. That's awesome. It came to me. Well done. Is about the concept, the whole idea of my inner guru, and I've been getting a lot of feedback this week from people about how accessible this technology is, how accessible, how universal the brand really is. You know, whenever I say my inner guru, people get it right away. Okay, and I want you to know this is my inner guru here, but you also have a guru over there, right? And that's your inner guru, right? And I want you to this week speak to your inner guru and ask your inner guru some questions. There's a part of you that knows, that is wise, that knows the way through this, that knows the answers you're looking for, right? You are your own best medicine. Go within. You're the greatest doctor, right? Tune in, ask the questions. I had this one woman in the office earlier this week. She came in and she said, you know, I was dealing with chronic neck tension for like weeks, months. And I finally put my hands on it, breathed into my shoulders, and I said, what do you need? And she heard the answer, and she made the change. Right? It can be that easy. Right? So the invitation is to attune to your wisdom within. Begin the dialogue. Talk to your inner guru, to the wisdom within. Cultivate the relationship. It will build over time. It's a field of intelligence that we're starting to tap into. The more we do as a collective, the more we do individually, and as a collective, the more the field of intelligence will grow. Okay? So practice it. Awesome. Can you please repeat the pillars? Awesome. Totally can. Okay. So there are 4 pillars. Thank you, Heather Lynn. 4 key pillars. You're going to keep me on the line until 8 o'clock. That's fine. I've got it in me. We've got 7 minutes left here, 9 minutes left. That's great. So the 4 key pillars, and these are what we see as being the foundational pieces that we want the community, we intend the community, okay, and the work to be centered around. The first one is it wants to be rooted in love, right? And love is something I am a student of. I've learned a great deal about. Heather Lynn certainly has been my #1 teacher in this and models it well for me. Certainly unconditional love. She's like, comes back, comes back, comes back. Love, thank you, dear. Okay, it was just before starting our dialogue here tonight. She gave me a big hug and she said, I want you to remember, whatever you have done or haven't done, you're worthy of love. Right? And these are key pieces that we keep speaking back and forth, and she really mirrors back to me things that I share to my people. And they're things that I need to hear within small Norm in his own healing journey. So I thank you, Heather Lynn, for mirroring back love to me. Okay, so the work is rooted in love. All right, the second pillar is about personal sovereignty. And what we mean by personal sovereignty is that through the work, we're going to recognize that, you know what, we're sovereign beings. Just as a sovereign nation has the freedom to rule and regulate its people and take care of the needs of its people, same too with you. Okay? And in our society, I feel that we've really lost touch with that. We've lost our own opportunity to run and regulate ourselves. What I mean by that is we look for outside authority. We look for somebody outside of us to give us permission, to tell us what to do. Right? And that comes from simple things like what we should eat, what diets we should go on, what medication we should take. Right? Now, I'm not saying no to the external wisdom. What I am saying, though, is we got to take the external pieces, those bits out there, the people who are offering us ideas, and then sit with it and run it through your own inner guru and figure out what's best for you. And then from there, when you make the choice, be responsible with the choice. It was you who made the choice. You're the driver in your own car. You're the one there with the hands on the steering wheel. Who's that? That's you. That's you doing it. Witness yourself. Right? That's personal sovereignty. The next one is our integrated structures. So integrated structures is how we're working with things, how we're creating the different elements of engaging and supporting each other. Okay, and the last one is it's holistic in nature. Right? So holistic means full spectrum. Right? If you look at the work, we're covering a lot, from meditation to breath, water, nutrition, exercise, chiropractic care, and those are just the foundational elements. We're also going to go into the quantum aspects as time unfolds as well, which we've yet to release. You should be excited about this. It's going to rock your socks when we get into the quantum elements. Okay, so that's the the full spectrum. Okay, so we got the 4 pillars. Those are the 4 key ingredients that we're working with within the Mind and Guru community. Awesome. Thanks for letting me go over that, Heather Lynn, and reminding me. All right. So we're like, I've got 4 minutes left here. And we're going to finish up by doing a little ho'oponopono. Okay? And this is between me and you. All right? You're welcome to lean into the computer screen and work with me. Now, I say it one way and sometimes I get it wrong. Let me bring it up on my computer so I can do it right. That would be a good thing. How many of you know about the ho'oponopono? Throw in there if you know the ho'oponopono, you practice it, perhaps. Maybe it's new to you. Okay, I've got it here. Excellent. Oh, we're getting some hearts and loves. Debbie says yes. Excellent. Awesome. Ho'oponopono has been a foundation for me. Thank you, Peter Emlinger, for teaching it to me about 10 years ago. And it was something that I worked with every day diligently for over about 6 months. And then I worked with it quite regularly. And oh, thank you guys for typing it in. That's awesome. That's great. And then over the last little bit, I'd lost touch with it. And since bringing up the Mind and Guru program, I've been working with it again. Hi, Lynn. Okay, you don't know it. We're going to teach it to you right now. And I've been working with it again. And oh my goodness, I am so grateful to reconnect with the Ho'oponopono. It was a mainstay in my mom's healing journey for sure. We worked with the Ho'oponopono and the wisdom of it. It was originally taught by the ancient Hawaiian shaman, okay, so the Mayan healers. They worked with it. And there's a lot of case studies with it. And the most famous case study was actually done in a penitentiary where there was a psychologist who went to the penitentiary and he took the files of the inmates and he did the Ho'oponopono only on the files, didn't even meet the inmates. And statistically speaking, those clients or those inmates, they didn't recriminalize. They didn't do bad things again. It was like a huge breakthrough in the study. And you can read that in a book called Zero Limits. Okay, I don't have the reference, the author name right on me right now, but it's some phenomenal, phenomenal work. Okay, so here we go. Eye to eye, soul to soul, you can lean into your computer. Okay, here we go. I'm going to say it, and then you can say it back to me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. We're going to do that one more time. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Okay, I believe those 4 lines are essential for each one of us to hear on a regular basis. And we can start our days by giving us those words. Okay, I do it in the mirror after I get out of the shower. I just catch myself. It can be as long as, a number of minutes, or it can be only 30 seconds, where I just catch my eyes and I use the words back and forth. And I can feel a shift so quickly. It's just like, I remember. Thank you. Oh my goodness. All right. So on that note, I invite you to do some Ho'oponopono this week. All right. And find your rock anthem. Find your musical anthem. Dance a little. Create some passion. Create some juice. Create some life force. Okay? And then get clear on your purpose. Write it down. Get clear on it. Set some targets. Direct your energy. Okay? What is it that you really want? What do you want to create in the world? Okay? Okay, awesome. Until next time, I'm Dr. Norm, cheering you on to be the best you can be by tuning to the wisdom within. Be well.